Good day, everyone. This is John Scarborough. Just finished up on this little project I've been working on. Just wanted to do a final follow-up video on it to see how it turned out. It's a pretty simple project here. You can see there the final results on the way that brace turned out. I wanted to make sure this is about a 10-inch weld here. We did do a double pass there, and then this is actually capped. I actually have a weld that I put on underneath, a good hot pass, and then a double cap all the way across there. This is your main brace on this. Now this boom is only going to hold about 200-300 pounds, so that's okay. But it is going to be pretty far out there. So this, you want to make sure you beef a spot like this up pretty good. And then you look down here. We wanted to keep the weight down on this project. The weight had to stay minimum. It couldn't get too heavy because the tractor was a little bit smaller, so it was kind of pushing a fine line there. And you can see here how this turned out. I think it turned out okay. I haven't welded 7018 in a couple years really, so I'm a little bit out of practice, but it's okay. And you can see how the bend turned out, like I was talking about in the previous video. I mean, that works excellent. There's no problems there, so that turned out real nice. We just used angle iron down in here. We got a lot of stability like that when you use angle iron, because you got good stability in both directions, up and down, and then that way. So it allowed us to make it much lighter. And it was actually, we didn't come out very far on it. So it's a real tucked in profile that gives it much easier to work with. So anyway, and then the last thing that we've got over here, we've got this piece of pipe right here. It's for the boom. It will go down inside this pipe here, so that this thing can go from 12 foot to, it'll be about 22 foot. That way you'll always have 2 foot of pipe left inside there for your stability. So it'll boom out about that far. But all we did here was just, of course, clean this piece of pipe up. This is an actual piece of drill stem that we welded on here. And then, not used. And we just put us a nice little collar on there, as you can see there. So we just put that on there. And I wanted to make sure that it had movement in it, okay? That way, anytime he hangs something from here, he put a shackle in here, put a rope, a strap, anything he wants. It's got play to it. Because when you're putting something up, sometimes you're up on a ladder or something, you need it to have some movement. So the one thing that you want to remember when you're welding something like this to a piece of drill stem, a lot of times drill stem is magnetized, okay? If it's magnetized, no matter what you do with your weld, it's never going to be as good as it could be. First of all, it's a little bit harder to make a good weld. I mean, the weld turned out not bad on here. Like I said, I haven't welded 7018 in a while. But it's a little bit harder to make a good weld. Now, I did check this piece of pipe. It didn't seem to be very magnetized at all. It has a little bit. But as long as they're not really bad, it's not anything terrible. But then I will caution you, when you're doing something like this, it's going to be holding some weight up. Like I said, it's not a lot. You want to be sure to put on a pretty decent amount of weld. And that's not so much because you think that the metal itself wouldn't hold up, or that normally it would need that much weld in that particular application. But what it's for is simply because the metal itself has some magnetization to it. It's somewhat magnetized. And of course, we all know the trick that you can wrap your ground around your material, and I do suggest doing that anytime you're welding something magnetized. But I will caution you, I've welded a lot of magnetized stuff. No matter what you do, you never quite get a magnetized piece of material perfect, okay? So you want to be careful with your weld. You want to make sure you clean up every single pass, no matter what. I actually put some 8010. I put a good hot pass root in here with some 8010. Okay. I didn't actually root through because you want to make sure you got movement here, so you don't want it to protrude through. So instead of using a 6010 to root it, I actually used a bigger 80-10 rod, a 3/16 80-10 rod, and turned it up as if I was rooting it in there, and that gives you a lot of deep penetration, but it doesn't actually punch through. So then I put that in there, and then I put a good hot pass of 80-10, and then I put another 2 passes of 80-10. But these are real thin passes, but multiple passes of 80-10. And then I went over that with a cap of 70-18. I did 1 layer of 70-18 and then came back with another layer of 70-18. And these are all thin passes, like I said. And the reason for all of that right there is so that you're getting, your 80-10 is an 80,000 pound tensile strength, okay? Your 70-18 is 70,000 pound tensile strength. Your 70-18 is far more flexible than your 80-10, and your 80-10 is harder. So you're actually putting 2 different types of metal in there. You're getting the maximum strength that you can possibly get out of it while still getting the maximum flexibility that you can get out of it. But also you're getting the benefit of putting multiple passes, pass after pass after pass, before this ever cools all the way down. You want it to cool between welds, but you don't want it to cool all the way down, because a pass over top of a preheated piece of metal actually has a little bit more flexibility than if you just put 1 pass over top of it, okay? So putting more and more passes on that gives it some flexibility, okay? But also, I have noticed the more times you weld over top of a piece of magnetized steel with that coil wrapped around that piece of pipe, okay? The more times you do that, that coil wrapped around there is actually creating a kind of a makeshift electromagnet, okay? So each time you weld, you're running current through there, and you're actually starting to reverse some of that magnetism. So by doing this, multiple passes, more and more weld, you're actually potentially taking some of that magnetism out. Yeah, it does not work every time. In this particular case, I did check it a second time, and I had even less magnetism than I started with, so I do think I had some success. As far as whether or not, like where I learned that about taking some of the magnetism out of it, no one actually ever taught me that, and to be honest, I can't prove it. I don't even know for sure. I'm only going off of my own experience after years and years of welding magnetized metal and just simply welding by itself. I have learned over time that the multiple passes not only gives it more strength, but actually doing a magnetized test to check and see the amount of magnetism that's in the metal, it actually seems to take away some of the magnetism. That's just my own experience. That is not anything that I have actually been taught by anyone, and I don't even know if it's scientifically proven, okay? But as far as the multiple passes, that is proven to give you more flexibility in your metal, okay? So like I said, I put the 80-10 in there, and then I put the 70-18 on top of that. Anytime you're welding something that you want to make sure that it's going to be good and solid, you don't want to have any trouble with it, and it was magnetized, you want to always go back over it with more than 1 pass, just to be sure, and you want to make sure you clean it between passes, okay? All right, guys, so that's about it on this. I just wanted to go ahead and show this. I'm just fixing to get this piece right here and get it put inside of here for this boom, and then we can get this shipped out for the customer. He's just fixing to be here. So anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're interested in these types of videos. And if you like videos like this about the welding and more of the stuff in the shop, possibly even ideas of things you can do for the farm out of your shop, comment below. Let me know that, so that I know that that's kind of more of the videos y'all want me to gear towards. So thanks everybody.